Soldiers of Destiny, rebranded. It's 2013, yet some of the wounds from the 2011 general election are still there.
I would have likened the 2011 campaign to our Vietnam moment. It was a very difficult election for Fianna Fáil people. I mean, really the party was decimated at the polls. 56 people lost their seats, and a lot of new people like myself, who were first time elected in 2007, were victims of that same cull.
But the buzzword is recovery, and there's little doubt that the party is in recovery mode.
We had a very strong recruitment year last year. We recruited over 1,500 new members in the last 12 months, and we're hoping to grow on that again in the next year ahead.
The leader's address last night was a measure of the party's newfound confidence in opposition.
The less you have, the more this government wants from you. The more you rely on a frontline public service, the more likely you are to lose out.
In the year after the general election, the party's standing in the Sunday Business Post Red Sea polling remained close to its 17% share of the vote. In March last year, it sought peace with the electorate.
We made mistakes, we got things wrong, and we are sorry for that.
Since then, its poll ratings have begun to rise to this weekend's 25%. Of course, the rise isn't down to just the apology. The party skillfully exploited government U-turns on election promises. During the general election campaign, Fine Gael's Phil Hogan was cheeky enough to suggest that they wanted to borrow the votes of some disillusioned Fianna Fáil supporters. It may well be that some of those people account for the recovery that the party has enjoyed.
To them, Fianna Fáil is the only credible alternative for them. Now, the benefit, what happens with that is that as people move back to Fianna Fáil, it becomes a more credible alternative and people see, oh, it's okay for me to vote Fianna Fáil again.
But veterans of the 2011 campaign are wary of overstating the recovery.
I think it's a very slow climb back from this point onwards. I mean, the gains that have been made over the last 2 years probably exceeded, in terms of the polls, what most people expected. I think at now stage it's a matter of bedding that down.
That cautiousness may be well founded given the profile of recent support.
Most of the gains have come from the older age groups and the younger age groups. The squeezed middle, who are the most affected by the recession, have not gone back to Fianna Fáil yet. So the older age groups were people who have voted maybe for the party for a long time and are switching back. And the younger, maybe people who haven't had the experience of Fianna Fáil in government and are willing to give them a chance.
Next year's local elections will be the biggest test.
People on the ground are very cautious, I feel, of Fianna Fáil and what we have to say. And we have a lot of making up to do with the electorate. Some of our members, when in government in the past, I think lost touch with the Fianna Fáil organisation, and some people on the ground really felt that.
Much of the last 2 years has focused on reorganising and rebuilding. Party elders know just how big the challenge is.
I think the nice, slow progress is what we want to continue, but there's a long way to go yet.
Replanting the party flag in government buildings will still be a long, tough climb.
Brian Darling reporting there. Micheál Martin.